For this hands-on exercise, we're going to create an interactive image gallery on our web page. So I'm going to create a new folder, 7.10, and I'm going to go into my Chapter 7 Starters folder. And I want to make sure I get all of these. I want Photo 1 and 2, 3, 4, Thumb 1, Thumb 2, Thumb 3, and Thumb 4. So I've got those, copy those over into this one, and then I want to go into my Chapter 1, and I want to get my template file, copy that over here, and we're going to open this template file in Notepad++. Launch it in Chrome. All we have is a blank page, right? So we're going to configure the text image gallery all within an H1 element, within the title element. We're going to code a div assigned to the ID named gallery. And we're going to configure some unordered lists. So let's start at the top. Configure the text image gallery within an H1 element. So we're going to come to our body and we're going to say, okay, H1 image gallery. Next, we want a div assigned to the ID of gallery. And this is going to have all of our thumbnails. And now we want to configure an unordered list within the div. We're going to code 4 list elements, 1 for each thumbnail image. And the thumbnails are going to function as image links with the hover pseudo class that's basically going to cause the larger image to display on the page whenever they hover over it. So we're going to go through and we'll configure all of this, but first let's start with our anchor elements containing our thumbnail and a span element that has our larger image along with the descriptive text. So we'll start with our first one. First is our unordered list, right? And then we're going to go, our first list item will be a href equals photo1.jpg. Okay, so that's what we're going to link to, but what are we going to link to it? Our image. So whenever they click on this image, it's going to link to that photo 1. So here's our image, src equals thumb1.jpg. I'm going to give it a width of 100, a height of 75, alternate text, Golden Gate Bridge, so we're not done yet, but let's just look at what we've got so far. So here's what we've got so far. There's our little bullet point. Here's our image. Links to that bigger one. So that's how it looks right now. Mind you, we're not done. We haven't even closed out our anchor tag yet. We're going to do a span with image src equals photo1.jpg, width equals 250 pixels, no, just 250, sorry. Height equals 150. Oh, I could tell something's not right here, but that's because I forgot my double quote there. There we go. Height of 150, alt, Golden Gate Bridge, line break, Golden Gate Bridge, close out the span, close out the A. So now here's our Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to come through and we're going to fix all of this in just a little bit. So don't worry about it right now. Last thing we need to do is close out our list item. So we're going to configure all 4 of our list items in a similar manner. We're going to substitute the actual name for each image file in the href and src values. And you can write your own descriptive code for each image. So we're going to use photo 2 and thumb 2, photo 3 and thumb 3, photo 4 and thumb 4. So let me come here. Let me go ahead and save this. And index. I don't want you to be template. I want you to be index.html. So I'm going to copy this, come underneath it. I don't want to retype all of it. So photo 2, thumb 2, photo 2. So let me come over here to my file, and what is photo 2? So we'll do beach. We'll call it Rocky Beach. Or see this Golden Gate Bridge. Rocky Beach. Okay, so there's our second one. We're going to do our third one. Is photo 3, thumb 3, photo 3. Call this shoreline. And then our last one is photo 4. So photo 4, photo 4, photo 4. And what is that? Sunset. Okay. So let's save all of that. Oops. I'm just going to look at my code again, make sure I've got everything correctly. My list items, my anchor tag, my image tag, my span, my next image, two, three, making sure it changed everything the way I needed to. Alright, it all looks good. So let's see what we're working with so far. So this is what we have right now. So let's add embedded CSS. So we're going to come up here to our style. The universal selector for box sizing. Again, we shouldn't notice anything different, which is good. Now, the gallery ID is going to use our relative positioning instead of the static, and this does not change the location, but sets the stage for absolute positioning on the span elements in relation to the container, instead of in relation to the whole web page. It won't matter too much, but it's going to be helpful if the gallery are part of a more complex web page, so in this sense. So we're going to come down under this box sizing, and we're going to do the ID gallery. Position relative. So again, not much changing, right? Okay. We're going to change our unordered list to be 280 pixels wide with no list marker. So there's our list style type of none. So it's gotten rid of all of our bullet points. Now we're going to go and change our list items. To display inline, float left, padding of 10 pixels. So we've gone from here to here. This is where we were. It's where we are now. So the image galleries, the images in the gallery, we don't want it to display a border. So we're going to go gallery, image, border style none. So again, right now, we're good. Configure our anchor elements, no underline, gallery A, text, decoration of none, text color, font style, so we've kind of enhanced our text a little. Gallery span, display. So this will cause them not to display initially. So now we got rid of all of these that were going on. And now we're going to configure our span elements to display only when they hover their mouse over the image. So it's a little tricky. Gallery. Remember our pseudo class for hover. So any hovers or anchor elements that have spans within a gallery, or any, I guess that's a better way to do it, any spans within an anchor element that are within a gallery with the ID, or with the ID of gallery. We want it to display none, or block, sorry, I was looking at the line above. Position, absolute, top, 10 10 pixels, left 300 pixels, text align center. Save that, run. So now we have an image gallery that when they hover over the images, it will show them the bigger images. Again, a lot of code here. We can take it and just come up here, cut all of that out if we want to, paste it here, call it gallery.css. Come back into our index file, get rid of those styles. We're going to go link rel, or actually let's go link href equals gallery.css rel style sheet. Save it, run it. Exact same thing without all the code and now in an external style sheet.